Well, hello, YouTube. Good afternoon. I hope that everyone had a absolutely blessed weekend, a wonderful week so far as well. And as you hear, I'm back with another video. Yes, I am. I was actually encouraged by someone who became a subscriber. I'm like, I have 20 something subscribers. Really? Off of these two little, I'm a nobody. But, one of the people reached out to me and said, you really should do YouTube. You're okay. You're not bad at it. And I was just like, okay, well, it definitely is a form of entertainment for me. And she told me that since she started her channel, it has been a form of therapy for her. So, I'm going to give this YouTube thing a try. So, with that being said, a lot of people do story times. I don't want to call what I do a story time. I want to call it a life experience, because with any experience, you can either learn something great from it or something bad from it. But whatever it is, you're learning. So I want to call my story times life experiences. And I want to be able to tell you all about a situation that occurred this weekend that I was a witness to. And ever since this has happened, when I tell you, I literally, sometimes I just daydream. I've caught myself daydreaming like, what in the heck? How in the heck? Why in the heck did it get to this point? Because when you see a train wreck and you see it coming and you try to warn people and they still don't take heed to it, well, honey, they just gonna have to get ran over by the train. And yeah. So with that being said, let me tell you all about my weekend. Some of you all know me personally. So you all know about what it is that I do. Well, with that being said, I was actually working behind the bar and I was at the lounge. And this is like a 30 and older type spot. Some people might want to call it a hole in the wall, oldie music, a lot of blues, Tucker, just naming some of the artists that people love to hear, like Tucker, old school, Johnny Taylor, like that good blues, So, anyways, we're there. I'm working behind the bar. Customers are slowly starting to come in. And probably around like 10 o'clock, the place is packed. Like, it's packed. So I'm going to name two different people. I'm going to name one Tamika. Let's call Tamika the regular. She's the girl who always comes. And then I'm going to call the other girl Nancy. She was a face I had never seen before. Okay, so what did I say? Tamika and Nancy. Okay, yeah, Tamika and Nancy. Okay, so Tamika, she comes in. She's a regular. She speaks. Her and her friends go to their regular spot. They put all their stuff down. They come place their order, hey, how you doing? Okay, you want your regular tonight? Okay, I got you, just making small talk, and they go and they take their order and they go back to their spot. They're dancing, they're singing aloud, drinking their drink, whatever. Then I see a lady dressed in all black, and she has very long locks. Her locks look, no joke, her locks were at least 18 inches. They were definitely down her back. And like I said, we're going to call her Nancy. And she comes in. I've never seen her before, but initially when I saw her, the first thing I did was admire her locks. Because, you know, as a woman who is on her own hair journey, I know what it takes to be able to maintain length in your hair, no matter if you have locks or if you wear your hair natural or relaxed or whatever. To be able to retain that type of length, it takes patience. And it takes a lot of love and care for your hair. So I was just like, wow, you know, wow, go ahead, sister. That's exactly what I said to myself. And, you know, night slowly went on and, you know, people were coming, you know, placing their orders behind the bar. And I'm just, you know, being me. And, you know, a few minutes later, I hear commotion. I hear commotion from Tamika's table. And I see Nancy like yelling. The music is really loud because we have, you know, the DJ is playing music. So I can't really see what they're saying. I just see commotion and I see Tamika kind of like throw her hand up like whatever, like get out my face, like whatever, you know. And I keep seeing Tamika like throw her hand up like, girl, bye, please leave me alone. Like, bye, leave me alone. You know, I'm trying to chill, you know, drink my drink, you know, have my little chill out, you know, whatever. But Nancy is just really irate. She don't want to let whatever happened go. And she begins to just turn into this beast, like, you know, all of this yelling and screaming. Some guys that were in the area, they start attempting to pull Nancy back, but it was like Nancy didn't want to be pulled back. And she just yelling, B, I'ma beat the brakes off of you. B, you don't want to taste these hands. You don't want to taste these hands. I eat up you and all of your bees that you with. I mean, she just going off. I mean, off. She goes off to the point where the DJ stops the music and proceeds to call for security, have her escorted out. So they literally pick her up and drag her out of there. And it literally took them forever to drag her out of there because she was so strong. It was like she really wanted to fight Tamika. I mean, this girl just would not let it go. And then at this point, Tamika has gotten, she stood up and she's like, please just leave me alone. I don't want to fight you. Just leave me alone. I do not want to fight you. Go on out the door. Go on out the door. That's all I kept hearing her say. And the girl was just like, beat. I mean, she just going off. So they drag her out of the club. Okay, so like I said, this is more like a lounge. So there are more than one entrance to the lounge. And basically, it's kind of like a billiards type place. You know, it's nobody at the door. There is no entrance fee. You know, you can just come and chill, listen to music, buy drinks, play pool, you know, that whole type of thing. It's that type of vibe. So about 20 minutes later, I see Nancy. She has slithered her way back into the lounge. So here she is. She's right back at the table. And she's really yelling. I mean, Nancy is really yelling at Tamika. Oh, B. Da, 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 da. I mean, she just going off. Everybody in Tamika's group is trying to calm Nancy down. Like, girl, let it go. what, I don't even know what they were arguing about, but they were just like, let it go. Like, we just trying to chill tonight. Like, why are you even doing this? Like, chill out. Nah, she disrespected me. That's all you hear is just Nancy just screaming. She disrespected me. That beat gotta see me. Da 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 da. DJ stops the music and she turns into a beast again. She literally is dragged out of the club for a second time. She's dragged out. I'm talking about, it took 3 grown men to drag her out of there. She's literally like clawing, trying to get to Tamika, like clawing, telling her that she gonna wait for her outside. Cause she just go beat the brakes off of her. I mean, she just loud and rowdy. I mean, has literally disrupted the entire environment, entire place, everything. And what's so funny is I always get a vibe about something. And for whatever reason, I had like a funny feeling in the pit of my stomach that night when I went in. I was just like, something gonna pop off tonight. I don't know what it is, but I just feel really uneasy. I just really felt uneasy. And it was so crazy because sometimes sometimes I carry and sometimes I don't. And let's just put it this way. This particular night, I decided to carry. I did. Because I just felt something was going to pop off. And good thing that I did. And I'll break that down in a minute. So, second time, she was hauled and dragged out. So, by this time, I'm looking and I can tell that Tamika is just really agitated. Because at this point in time, Nancy is just hurling these insults at Tamika. And Tamika had just had it at that point. Tamika stands up and she was like, you're not going to talk to me that way. I don't know who you think you're talking to, but you will not talk to me that way. You know, and so now Tamika is irate. And like I said earlier, you know, she comes in with her friends all the time. They are regulars, you know, they always are at the spot. They're always supporting. So, lo and behold, finally, Nancy is dragged out for a second time. So she's out the door for a second time. I said, oh, thank you, Jesus. And I even mouthed off to security, watch these doors and make sure her behind don't get back in here. Because I'm to the point where I'm going to call your superior. Because how is she able to keep sneaking in here? So, long story short, Tamika makes her way up to the bar. So she comes to the bar and she's like, hey, you know, she calls me by my name. And she's like, hey, you know, baby doll, I'm so sorry. My apologies. You know, I would never do anything to disrespect you or your establishment. You know, me and my friends just come here to chill. You know, we have a good time here. I don't even know what she was on or what that was about. She was like, look at me. The girl knocked my drink on me. She was like, you know, I just came to have a good time. I just want to have a good time tonight. I just want to chill out. And I was like, no problem. I got you. I was like, I'll go ahead and make you something else. I was like, you cool? She was like, yeah, I'm cool. So she had given me the money. I looked down just to place the money inside of the cash register. I look back up and lo and behold, Nancy has made her way through the crowd. How is Nancy back in? And I'm like, oh my gosh. Tamika is at the bar. Her friends are not around her. There's other customers around her, but not her friends. Her friends are on the dance floor dancing, drinking their drinks. So Tamika is at the bar by herself. And here's Nancy, and you could just see evil and blood in her eyes. And I'm like, no, I begin to scream, no, 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 no. And I'm like, literally, I hurl my body across the freaking bar because I'm trying to prevent, because I already see what's about to happen, people. Baby, Nancy bypassed the hell out of me. And she went straight for Tamika, because what happened was Tamika was looking at me like, okay, what is she screaming no for? Because like she kind of like looked at me like I was crazy, like, what the hell you screaming no for? And I'm like, no, and I'm welling my hands like, no. And it happened so quick. When I tell you it happened so quick. Nancy grabs Tamika by the top of her head. And Tamika's hair was really cute. It was like in a top bun, but it was like with some curly hair. And in the bottom, you know, it was like sewed in. Really cute. And when she ever gets her hair done, she always has these cute hairstyles. Baby, Nancy got a hold to that top bun. And she was not letting that top bun go. And I mean, she's pulling. And Tamika's really tall. Tamika's at least 6 feet tall, at least. She's thick. So she's she a thick, curvy, solid girl. So she's pulling Tamika by her top bun. Tamika head going back, almost like a ventriloquist dummy. And I was just like, oh God. And I'm across the bar trying to break it up. I end up getting hit in the side of my neck some kind of way. So at this point, I've leaned back and I'm like, oh Jesus, I got hurt. So then, I mean, Nancy has Tamika at the top of her top bun. And I mean, she just hitting. I mean, she just trying her best just to claw the mess out of Tamika. Tamika's friends see that there's a huge commotion by the bar. They run and they're trying to pull them apart. They're not trying to jump in. They're literally trying to pull these women apart from fighting each other. And I'm just saying to myself, no, my queens, please. No. Don't fight. But at this point in time, I said, hell no, I ain't get back in this. I ain't trying to break up nothing. My neck is hurt. So at this point, I'm just like, oh God, please, Jesus, no. Please don't fight. Please don't fight. And I mean, they just going at it. I mean, they on the ground. They both have on dresses. So you already know. Well, baby, those friends pulled them apart. Well, at least attempted to pull them apart. What really pulled them apart was the fact that Tamika's top knot bun finally gave way. I guess Nancy had held on it so tight, those hairpins came loose and it finally gave way. Baby, when that top bun came loose and it gave way. Jesus. There was a fire. And the fire I am talking about was in Tamika. Because, baby, her eyes turned red and she turned into a freaking demon. When I tell you, I've never seen someone transform like that in front of my face. After that, murder, she wrote. Do you hear me? After that, murder, she wrote. Tamika got a hold of Nancy, grabbed her by her face. It was like her whole hand just palmed her face. And she just went to tagging her in the top of her head. And then the palm of her hands had her by her hair, by those locks that I was telling y'all about. So at this point, Tamika is on the ground, but she's laying on her back. Nancy is in between her legs on her back because, like I said, she palmed her. Somehow, I guess when the bun gave way, Mika landed on her back, but when she landed on her back, she reached back and she palmed her in the face, and her hand palmed her in the face. She was tagging in the top of the head, and then her hand reached up, and then at that point in time, all she had was locks and fists. Baby, locks in one hand and tagging her with her fist in the other. And baby, when I tell you she was tagging her, before I knew it, all of these locks that I was telling y'all about, 18 plus inches of locks was just literally being ripped from this woman's head. I'm talking about ripped. And I'm watching this because I have a front row view because I'm right behind the bar. And this whole ordeal is happening right in front of me. I can see her wincing with pain and just trying to scream, but she can't scream because she's tagging her with one hand. So her mouth can't even move because she's tagging her so quick in the face with one hand. And then she's ripping her hair from her scalp with the other. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm talking about, I saw hair follicles, roots, scalp being ripped. Nobody could even pull them apart. Do you understand me? Now, remember I was saying it took 3 grown men to pull Nancy? Oh, baby, nobody could get this girl off of Nancy when she got a hold of her. Baby, Jesus, when I tell you. My partner, he goes around and he literally just bear hugs Nancy from the back, and he's literally just going through the crowd, just dragging her like a rag doll, just trying to get her out of there. By that time, there were no more dreads. All her hair was on the ground. I'm talking about scalp, hair follicles, root. All of it was on the freaking, was on the floor. It was on the floor. It was on the floor. All of them. And Tamika had a hole of her dress. And as he was dragging Nancy, he was dragging Tamika. And guess what? She was able to pull her down and tag her some more. She didn't even have no more hair to pull at that point. She was just on top of her, just tagging her. This lady had one dread. I kid you not, y'all. She had one dread left in the back of her head. One dread. When they pulled her out of there, she had one damn dread. Jesus. You can just look in Tamika's face. She wants to cry. She's very upset. She leaves out of the club. Her friends get her purse. About 30 minutes later, Tamika walks in. She walks back in. Her hair is back in place. Her makeup is back flawless. Eyelashes popping. Like, she don't even look like she even got into no physical altercation. Tamika walks back in. And she goes, "Baby doll, I am so sorry." She was like, "You know I am not even the type of person to even fight anybody." She was like, "I'm so sorry." She was like, "I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry." She said, "I don't even want to even be that person." She was like, "I've been in trouble in my youth, and I just don't ever want to get in trouble again." But she said, I really tried to walk away from it. I kept telling her to please leave me alone. I kept saying, "Please leave me alone. Just leave me alone." She was like, but she wouldn't leave me alone. And she goes, "And I'm not about to let somebody just hit me and assault me and I'm not going to do anything." She was like, "I can't just keep walking away. When you put your hands on me, that's something different." And I said, "Yeah." And then I go, "Mika, but you snatched her bald." I said, "You snatched her bald." I said, "That girl don't have no more hair, nothing. Nothing." I said, "Look on the floor. Her hair is on the floor." I'll continue with the aftermath of this story another time. I mean, I'm shaking telling y'all. But baby, the moral of this story is this. The moral of this Life experience is this. When people tell you to leave them the hell alone, you better leave them the hell alone. When people tell you to leave them the hell alone, leave them the hell alone. I need you to be more like Tamika. Don't be like the Nancys of this world, because baby, I don't even think Nancy could even possibly even put a wig on. She's literally going to have to put some Neosporin on her scalp to heal her scalp. Like it was that bad. I'm talking about face bruised, cut, bloodied up, scalp, head bruised, cut, bloodied up. I'm talking about just straight murder, she wrote. All right. I'll continue on with the rest of this life experience another time. All right.